talk about Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11 specifically this morning. So let's read it together. Can you do that? I know the plans I have in mind for you, declares the Lord. They are plans for peace, not disaster, to give you a future filled with hope. How many of you have heard this before? You know, I read somewhere recently, somebody had done a survey of the most popular verses in the Bible, right? This is in like the top 30. Actually, top 25. It was now 25. Do you know what the number one most popular scripture verse is? Yes. So the sermon this morning is called God's Plan. And so here's what I want you to know about God's plan as it relates to Jeremiah 29:11. God's plan is not a security blanket. Okay? So let's dispel that right now. Okay? Because too often we've heard this scripture and we've thought, oh, God's going to take all my problems away, everything's good to go, right? If we're honest with ourselves, that's what we think. But that's not what the intent of the scripture was. Very, very far from it. So to truly understand the scripture, we need to understand the context upon when Jeremiah actually wrote these words to the Israelites. So let me paint a picture for you. The Israelites have been exiled to Babylon. Okay? So, one, they're captives, right? And nobody likes to be a captive. They have been completely pulled up out of what they know and understand and put in a completely different situation to serve somebody that they do not know. Now, what the Babylonians have done, they've come into Jerusalem and they've taken all the really smart people and all the creative people and they've taken them back to Babylonia to serve them and make their place, their land, their home a better place. And so they've uprooted all these people and they're finding themselves alone in Babylon. Now, you also need to understand this. At this time in history, the Israelites believed that the place where God resides is where? Everybody say Jerusalem. Jerusalem. That's where God lives. So if you're not in Jerusalem, you're not close to God. Okay, so they feel like they've been completely pulled away from God and transplanted into another entirely new location without God. So they're feeling very alone. Unfortunately, there's also a false prophet teaching at this same time. And this false prophet is teaching in Babylon that, don't worry, folks, 2 more years, that's all, just 2 years, and God's going to restore us and take us back to Babylon. Take us back to Jerusalem, I'm sorry. And, you know, if you're sitting in exile, or you're sitting in this place, and you're thinking, okay, I can probably tolerate just about anything for 2 years. This might not be that bad. Jeremiah, who is still in Jerusalem, gets word of what's happening in Babylon, and he writes to the Israelites. Now, Jeremiah is a prophet of God, and they know this. They understand who is writing to them. And Jeremiah tells them a lot of things, but 2 things that are very significant to us understanding the verse 29:11. First, he corrects the false prophet. Folks, I'm sorry. You're going to be there 70 years. Now just think about that for just a second right now. We're the Israelites. We're in exile. And we've just been told that we're going to be here for 70 years. Look around you. Look around you. More than half of you will not be here. You will have left us. At least one whole generation will not make the return trip. That's not making you feel too good, right? That's uncomfortable. Those of us who are older are going to think, okay, well, at least our kids, our youth, our young people, they're going to make it back. but I'm not going with them. Now, if that weren't enough, Jeremiah also tells them, I know you're not happy where you are, but I expect you to pray for people who have holding you captive. Because as the city of Babylon goes, so go you. So now you've been told, over half of us, that we're not going to return. We're being held captive in exile. And God expects us to pray for our enemy. I don't know about you, but I'm not feeling too good about this. This is making me uncomfortable. And this is the context upon which we read our scripture this morning. I know the plans I have in mind for you, declares the Lord. They are plans for peace, not disaster, to give you a future filled with hope. It's not a security blanket by any means. Very far from it. In essence, Jeremiah is telling the Israelites, get comfortable. You've heard that. Get comfortable. You're going to be here for a while, right? The doctor's office. Get comfortable. You're going to be here for a while. Emergency room. Get comfortable. You're going to be here for a while, right? Is anybody comfortable in the emergency room? And see any hands go up? We're not, right? This is not a place we want to be. But God says, get comfortable. You're going to be here a while. So we're going to break this in half. We'll talk about the two halves separately. I know the plans I have in mind for you, declares the Lord. They are plans for peace, not disaster. So let's dispel this first of all. This is not a get out of Babylon free card. This does not mean everything's going to be wonderful and cheery and God's going to take all our pain and suffering away from us. That is not what it means. In fact, what it means is no one gets lost in the shuffle. Not even Waldo. She's trying to find it. I saw that. I should circle it so we can spend time looking for it. But that's the thing. God is not going to lose us in this crazy thing we call life, no matter where we find ourselves. We are not going to get lost in the shuffle. But we have this mentality out of sight, out of mind, right? God's in Jerusalem. I'm in Babylon. Therefore, God has no idea what I'm doing. God doesn't care about me. Out of sight, out of mind. But in fact, we find ourselves in Babylon because when we were in Jerusalem, we forgot about God. And now we're in Babylon. We're in exile. Feeling as if though we've been removed from God. But the thing is, no one gets lost in the shuffle. So just because we've been relocated or moved or experiencing a new season within our life, we are not lost from God. God has not all of a sudden said, I don't care about you, go over there. God went with us every step of the way. And we too often forget that. That no matter where we find ourselves, we never get lost in the shuffle. Because God has a plan for you. Now, we read this in Scripture. I have plans for you. I want you to think about this for a second. Those of you who have worked in the workforce for just a second. If your boss walks into your office and says, Craig, I have a plan for you. You're panicking, aren't you? Because that means I got to work for Craig, so my life's easier. That's what that means, right? That's exactly. I've had my bosses say that to me so many times. And it's not really good for me. It's always good for him or her. It's never good for me. Well, what I want you to think about this. When God says, and Jeremiah says that God has a plan for you, what he's really saying to us, if we go back and look at the Hebrew and translate this, is I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I care enough about you to know you personally. I'm thinking about you. The plan is much bigger than what we understand and comprehend, because we want God to take away all of our pain and our suffering and our struggles and just make everything wonderful, right? That's the very Godfather. And that's not who our God is. Our God is the God who walks through the valley of death, as the Psalm 23 says. Every step of the way, we are never alone. So what does that mean? That means that the Israelites in Babylon, they're not alone. Their God is with them. They just don't understand this yet. They're still wrestling with this idea, as Jeremiah teaches them, that you are not alone. Because I have plans for you, God says to the Israelites, and says to us. I have plans for you. No matter where you find yourself, no matter what you're going through, no matter the struggle that you're dealing with, I have plans for you. He tells us that it is for peace and not disaster. So let's, I like to wrestle with words. What does peace mean? Say it again. Quiet spirit. Quiet spirit. Getting along. Agree in all things. Acceptance. Calm. It's interesting when we think about it. This is one of those words where we kind of just know what it means, but to actually have to kind of define it, it becomes a little bit more difficult, right? So the definition that I think got into me for it was harmony, wholeness, completeness. And this is important because when God says, I have a plan for you, it is for peace and not disaster. In essence, what God is saying is that there is an appointed ending to this season that we're going through. It will end. The Israelites were told by Jeremiah, 70 years, and it will be over. But you got to get through 70 years. It's God's time, never our time. And as soon as we think we got God's time figured out, we don't. Right? Because God does things in His way, not our way. His understanding, and a lot of times not ours. Because we have a hard time matching the two up. Ann and I have a really good friend from our previous congregation that, for me, just personifies this particular scripture. She's a woman who was raised by an abusive family and left the family at a very early age and was married at a very early age. She was abused by her husband, physically and mentally. She had 4 children and lost a child. No mother should have to bury their own children. She lost a grandchild. And if all of that wasn't enough, any one of us would say, enough, Lord. She had all kinds of medical issues. In the time that I've known her, she's had 3 or 4 different surgeries for a variety of different things. She is constantly in pain. She was addicted to opioids. She was able to kick that out. She's got so much going on in her life that I can't help but think about her when I reflect on the Israelites in exile. Saying, I've had enough. God's not here. I'm not dealing with this anymore. This is enough. And yet, as Ann and I got to know this woman and became friends with her, we watched her grow in her faith. We watched her crawl back out of the hole that she had found herself in. The hole was so deep, in fact, that when we first met, there was an issue that took place between the two of us, and we were not speaking with each other when I first came to church. And because of her passion for God and Jesus and her faith, she made a relationship happen, and right now I would count her as one of my best friends. But this is a woman that found her way back out of a very dark place. She finally realized that God was there with her in spite of everything that she was dealing with and what was going on in her life. A place where most of us would have said, that's enough, and turned around and walked away. But that's exactly what God calls us to. He calls us to dig our way back out of those holes through His love and the power that He gives us. it's not always a pleasant place to be. Some of us are in good places right now, but some of us are not. And no matter where we find ourselves, we find God right there with us, through the good, and most importantly, through the bad. Every single step of the way, with the guarantee of peace. I have a plan for you. I am thinking about you, God says to us. He knows every hair of your head. He knitted you together in your mother's womb. He knows you intimately. And this is a God who wants a relationship with you. The God who says, I have plans for you. The scripture goes on to say, to give you a future filled with hope. Now, we've defined, some of us have defined the word hope together before. Does anybody remember how we defined hope? Oh, come on, it wasn't that long ago. I know some of you were there for this sermon. What does hope mean? What does it mean in the secular sense? Some of those words it's hard to define, right? So let's use it. I hope I'm going to get that raise so I can get the new car, right? That's hope, right? But that's hope in what I call the fairy godfather, because that's not who God is, right? Okay. So when we read the word hope in Scripture, I would rather you actually just insert the word trust. Because the word hope in Scripture means trust and reliance, specifically for God. When we have hope in God, we have trust in God. When we have hope in God, we rely on God because we can trust that God will do what God says God will do in all situations and at all times. We may not always understand how that's going to play out, as the Israelites did in exile, as we might when we're going through exile, but we can trust that there is hope in God. Because God has that what for us? God has a plan for us. When you call me, when you pray to me, God says, I will listen to you. When you search for me with all your heart, God says, you will find me. So, we have to ask ourselves a question. How do we find God's plan? You know, I don't know about you. I've never walked up to a burning bush and had God speak to me from a burning bush. I know people who have heard God's words and they're whispered in their ear. I personally have never experienced that. So how do I know what God's plan is for my life? How do we collectively know God's plan for our life? Well, it's simpler than you think it is. First, we have to commit. Are you willing to commit? Before we begin the journey, we must commit to the destination. And what is the destination? Relationship with Jesus Christ. If we commit to the relationship with Jesus Christ, everything in our life changes. Everything. Whether we find ourselves in exile or at home in Jerusalem, everything changes. We pray. We talk about this, and I know before I got here, you talked about prayer, because this is what the church does. We pray together. We acknowledge, we affirm, and we ask for help from God to help us identify His plan for our life. When we find ourselves in exile or when we find ourselves at home. We prepare. We become a disciple. Folks, this means we literally have to pick up that Bible that we carry around or is collecting dust on our shelves, and we have to read it. We have to understand it. We have to grow from what we learn in it. We have to share with each other what we are reading and what we are learning and challenge our own beliefs and our understandings. We have to grow as a disciple, as a follower of Jesus Christ. And sometimes I believe this is the hardest one for us all. We actually have to act on this. We physically have to take the car out of park and move. It's not good enough just to sit in the pews on Sunday Sunday morning and say that you believe all these things. You actually have to put your faith into action, because faith is an action word. It is not a noun. It means we get up and we move. Jesus said, "Go therefore and make disciples." Go. When we watch Jesus in Scripture over and over and over and over again, he is always on the move. He is never sitting still unless he's praying. He is always on the move. And finally, we have to trust. We have to have hope in our Lord and Savior. I know the plans I have in mind for you, declares the Lord. They are plans for peace, not disaster, to give you a future filled with hope. When you call me, when you pray to me, I will listen to you. When you search for me with all your heart, say it with me, you will find me. Remember, I started off saying that Jeremiah is telling us we need to get comfortable. I'm going to say that in a different way. What Jeremiah is telling us is bloom for your planting. We're always seeking a new location, a new place, or something like that. But that's not the message of Jeremiah 29:11. The message of Jeremiah 29:11 is to bloom where you are planted. To know who you are in Christ Jesus, and to bloom where you are planted. It means we bring joy and grace and love and forgiveness and mercy to the community that we have been planted in. When people ask me, Pastor, I don't know what my call is. What's my call in life? Your call is for love. Quite simply, for love. If you're struggling with your call and you're missing that piece of it, you're never going to figure out what else to plan, because that's where it starts. Bloom where you were planted. Water others in their faith. I love this picture of the flower on the sidewalk, right? I don't know about you all, but I'm always fighting those darn flowers on the sidewalks to kill them out. But look how beautiful this is. In the midst of a crack in the sidewalk, in the midst of exile, this flower is blooming. It's sharing its beauty with the world around it. That's you and me. That's how we should live our lives. Share what you have. Share your love. Share your joy. Share your happiness. Share your faith to the world around you. Bloom where you are planted. Let's pray. Almighty God, I give thanks for your gracious presence in our life. I give thanks that no matter where we find ourselves on this journey, we find you at our side. Your willingness to meet us where we are just amazes us at times, Lord, because we tend to think like the Israelites, that you're over there, and we're here, and we're lost in this great thing we call life. But over and over again in Scripture, you remind us you are in our midst, you are at our sides. Lord, we thank you for that. Thank you for your presence. We thank you for your love. We thank you for grace that we don't always understand, but is there and real and alive in our lives. Lord, give us that courage and strength that we need as the doors swing open today, that we go out into this world and we live out our faith, that we truly begin to bloom when we are planted, that others will see your beauty through us. We pray this in your most holy Son, name.